Mm. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Yuhan, and I'm very happy to be here with you. And today during the session, I will introduce BigSeller's pick and store zoning feature. Okay, and just a quick note before we start, today's session is being recorded. Once it is uploaded to our YouTube channel, you'll be rewatching any part you missed or review the key points. You will also find many other helpful tutorials there if you like to explore more of our features in detail. And we will also love to hear from you. You can just take a few minutes to complete our short feedback survey. Your suggestions really help us improve and provide better tools for your business. Okay, so you can scan this QR code if you want to subscribe to our YouTube channel and give us some useful feedbacks. And here is how we will run things today. I'll start with a short 5-minute introduction and agenda overview, and we will spend about 30 to 40 minutes diving into the feature demos. And finally, we will also wrap up with a 10-minute Q&A session. So if you have any questions along the way, you can just feel free to drop them in the chat box, and my colleague Wiki will respond to your questions one by one. And today, we'll be focusing on pick and store zoning feature in BigSeller. This is a feature designed to make your warehouse operations more efficient and help you save both time and your labor cost. In this session, we're going to cover, first of all, what is peak and store zoning and why it matters. And second, I will also show how to set it up in BigSeller system. Then I will also mention some changes after enabling peak and store zoning. And number four, I will teach you how to restock from storage shelves to the picking shelf and how to process orders. Okay, and finally, I would also recommend some useful tips to get the best results and avoid common mistakes. Okay. So before we begin, I would like to highlight that pick and store zoning is a really convenient feature. Some users may say, I can also solve this problem by creating multiple warehouses in BigSeller. Yes, I think this is possible, but it's not always efficient. And many users are worried about causing like mistakes after enabling pick and store zoning. After you watch this session, you'll find this feature is very simple and can make your warehouse operation more convenient. In the past, this feature was only available if you enable with shipment, the with feature, which meant pro plan or higher. But now we have removed that limitation. This way, I think more users can easily manage their inventory with pick and store zoning. And then, first of all, let's talk about the concept of pick and store zoning, which means storage and picking separation. It means in warehouse, shelves are divided into two tabs. The first tab is storage shelf. This is mainly used to keep like bulk inventory. One SKU can be stored in multiple locations here, so we call this one SKU multiple shelves. And the second shelf tab is picking shelf. This is designed for efficiency during your picking process. Here, each SKU is fixed to one shelf location only, and we call this one SKU, one shelf. So the picking shelf supports one SKU, one shelf, and the storage shelf supports one SKU, multiple shelf. And here is the picking the inventory moving path. So this is the receiving area, and this is the storage area, and you need to restock, replenish the items from the storage shelf to the picking shelf. And all of the orders should be picked and shipped from the picking area. So by separating storage and picking in this way, we can make warehouse operations more organized and improve our picking speed. Okay, and now let's also talk about what kind of warehouse is suitable for pick and store zoning. First of all, for the long inbound lead times and bulk purchase, you can store items in the store area first, so the picking area doesn't get too crowded. And second, for the peak order period, you can just like the wholesaling items can be placed in the picking area and replenished in real time from the storage when needed. And also reducing the picking area can improve picking efficiency. And this is especially important for multi-level warehouses with many floors. And lastly, large order volume and many SKUs. If a single SKU needs multiple storage locations, I think this zoning works really well. So in summary, pick and store zoning can make your warehouse operations faster and simpler. And here are some of the benefits. Because there will be smaller picking areas, so there will be less space to pick, and which means faster picking, right? And second, less stock counting, as only the storage area holds bulk stock, so counting is much easier. You don't need to frequently conduct stock taking. And finally, the automatic restock test. I would like to explain this because the system will tell you when and how much to move the items from the storage shelves to the picking shelves. So you don't need to manually do the calculations by yourself, and the system will calculate the quantity for you and generate the task. So it is much more convenient compared with creating multiple warehouses in BigSeller, right? And finally, one-click access to inventory details. Basically, instead of creating multiple warehouses like one for storage and another one for picking, you can now manage everything efficiently in just one warehouse. Okay, so how do you enable this feature? Right now, pick and store zoning cannot be turned on or turned off by yourself. So if you want to use it, you need to contact the seller customer service to have it activated. So you need to provide your seller account and your warehouse name to the customer service. And after it is enabled, you can check on the warehouse page here and on your inventory, enter your inventory module, and here is a page called warehouses. And on this page, you can find this button. The status is now turning on. This one, you cannot do it by yourself. And you can click here to contact our customer service, and we will enable this for you. And I would also give you some important notes before you enable it. First of all, you need to finish all relevant documents first, like the manual stock in, stock out, like with shipment, transfer, these documents before enabling. And second, the existing shelves will default to picking shelves once activated. So all of the current shelves will become picking shelf. The shelf tab will be picking shelves. So that means you need to create additional storage shelves. And number three, enabling pick and store zoning will automatically activate and store inventory management. This lets you to use BigSeller app to move and restock inventory directly. Because in BigSeller, we have a feature called and store inventory management, and it's used for during some warehouse tasks like moving and restocking and on-shelf and off-shelf using BigSeller app using PDA. So if you enable pick and store zoning, and this one, the and store inventory management will be automatically turned on. Okay, and all right, everyone. Now let's talk about what you need to do after enabling pick and store zoning in your warehouse. I'll start from the first step. That is, you need to prepare for the warehouse layout and divide your areas. And basically, you need to decide which part of your warehouse will be for picking and which part will be for storage. And so this is a very common I-shaped warehouse layout. You can find it has the storage area and picking area and the shipping and receiving area. And those are some common areas you can um, use to prepare for your warehouse layout. And step two is to create your shelves. So any shelves you had before enabling pick and store zoning will automatically become picking shelves. So if you're creating new shelves, you need to make sure to choose the correct shelf tab, the picking shelf or storage shelf. That is on the shelves page. When you add new shelves, or you use import function to um, set up the shelf location, you need to select the shelf tab, picking shelf or storage shelf. And also a good tip is to use area symbols in your shelves name. For example, you can start with P for picking shelves and S for storage shelves. And this can make it super easy to identify the shelf location later. In step three, you can print the shelf labels and attach them to the corresponding shelves. And this will help everyone quickly find the right shelf when when picking. So you can do it here on the shelves page. You can just select the shelf name and use the bulk actions to print the shelf label. So the shelf label is like a QR code or a barcode. You can use the PDA device to scan this code if you want to do some inventory movement inside your warehouse. Okay, and step four is to assign your SKUs and add inventory to the shelves. If all your stock is currently on the picking shelves, you need to move it to the storage shelves first. You can do this in two ways. So method one, you can import and create a move list. Here is another method. You can adjust the stock quantity on the picking shelf first and use the manual stocking list to add the stock quantity directly to the storage shelves. So if you want to move the SKU inventory from the picking shelf to the storage shelf, you can find it on the move page under inventory module, and there is a move page. You can um, click here to add move list, or you can use the import function to import the SKU information and the source shelf and target shelf to complete the move task. And also, if you want to add stock quantity on the picking shelf and storage shelf, you can use this method, enter inventory module and choose the first one, menu stocking, and add a stocking list to add the stock quantity to the shelf. Okay, and now let's look at what changes in the system after you enable pick and store zoning and what you need to pay attention in daily use. The first change is about warehouse areas. For a pick and store zoning warehouse, the system will create three default areas for you. One is a default storage area with the pick with the storage shelf, and another is the default picking area with the picking shelves. And finally, there is also a default piling area with default shelves. Actually, only picking shelves support picking, and storage shelves are only for storing or replenishing stock to the picking shelves. Now, some people may say, but in my warehouse, I don't divide by storage and picking zones. I divide by floor level or maybe by product category, and that is totally fine. You can also, you don't have to stick to the default areas. You can also actually create your own areas based on how your warehouse is organized. For example, you can set up a return area or a hot sale items area. So this is like the warehouse, and the warehouse can be divided into the different areas. And in our system, we have an area function. And on this page, you can create a new warehouse area, and you can add a name for this area. And also you can choose whether this area supports picking or not. If you choose yes, you can place both picking shelves and storage shelves into the area. And if you choose no, you can only place storage shelves to this area. So I will choose yes and click confirm. So, and this is how I create the area in BigSeller. And what are the benefits of creating warehouse area? I think the major benefit is for with shipments. If you enable Wave, you can set up the system um, so that all orders in one wave will come from the same area. And this way, the pickers only operate within that zone, within that area, and can help you reduce unnecessary working around. You can also set up a priority area for high demand items and allowing tasks from that area to be handled first. So I think the major benefits of warehouse area is about the with shipment, because um, on the with list, you can just assign the task based on the warehouse area. Like you can choose cross area or not cross area. And also you can just choose the area here and assign the task based on the area. And the second change is about shelves. When you create a new shelf, you can now you have to choose the shelf tab. Is it a picking shelf or a storage shelf? And as I mentioned, the existing shelves created before enabling pick and store zoning will be automatically assigned to the picking shelves. And after that, when creating a new shelf, you need to select which is the shelf tab. And the third change is about inventory list. In a pick and store zoning warehouse, the inventory list will no longer show the shelf location of each SKU. It only shows the total warehouse stock quantity. So if you want to see the stock on a specific shelf or assign SKUs to the shelves, you need to go to the inventory detail page instead of the inventory list because inventory detail is designed specifically for warehouses using pick and store zoning. So this page will display the shelf location and area for the merchant SKU, and you can also set shelf location, set shelf for the specific SKU. And the inventory will be like this. On inventory page, you cannot find the shelf location and area of this SKU, and the available quantity refers to the whole warehouse available quantity. So if you have already enabled pick and store zoning, you need to check it here to check the inventory detail instead of an inventory list. And the last change is about the stock movement records. And the regular stock movement record only show um, the the overall warehouse stock changes, but for pick and store zoning warehouse, we recommend you to use the area stock movement record. This record not only shows the inbound and outbound movement, but also the movement between shelf locations inside the warehouse. For example, if you move stock from shelf A to shelf B, so it gives you a much clearer picture of what is happening inside the warehouse. So the difference of between stock movement record and area stock movement record is that the original stock movement record will only show the warehouse level inventory changes. And this aspect would be the whole warehouse, and there is no shelf location displayed. And the area stock movement records will show all inventory movement records, like manual stock count, sales stock count, and also the shelf change. The move and restock records will be shown on this page, area stock movement. So this page is also designed specifically for warehouses enabling pick and store zoning. So in short, after enabling pick and store tuning, you will see the changes in warehouse areas, shelf tab, and where to check inventory and how to view stock movement records. And these are the main points that may affect your daily inventory management. And all right, and finally, I will talk about what happens to the order processing flow after enabling pick and store tuning and how to restock from storage shelves to the picking shelves. Actually, it's very simple. First, let's look at the order process. I would like to tell you the two-step inventory allocation logic after you have enabled pick and store zoning because the system will allocate the stock quantity twice. So step one, when new orders go to BigSeller's new orders page, the system will check if there is available stock quantity in the whole warehouse. And if the inventory quantity is not sufficient, the orders will go to out of stock page. The orders will goes to out of stock. And if the inventory quantity is sufficient for the whole warehouse, and the orders will be entered to pack. So you can select the order and pack the order, and the orders will move to the second page in process order or shipping page, the second page. And for the second stock allocation, when orders enter in process orders page, the system will check if the SKU has enough stock quantity on the picking shelf. So during the second stage, the stock quantity on the picking shelf will be allocated. And if there is insufficient stock in the picking shelf to fulfill the order, uh, that means you need to restock, and restocking is required. So you need to replenish the stock quantity from the storage shelf to the picking shelf, because you have enough stock quantity at the whole warehouse level, but you don't have enough quantity on the picking shelf. So that's why you need to restock. So how can I restock? Let me walk you through the restock process. First of all, we recommend everyone to set a restock warning here. This is on the restock warning page. You need to select your warehouse and set the restock warning and input an upper and lower limit for each of the merchant SKU. So I will show you how to do it. That is on inventory module and inventory restock. Here's restock warning page. So you can import restock warning strategies using the Excel file, or you can also do it one by one, and click here to set the lower limit and the upper limit. Um, this means you set an upper limit and lower limit for each SKU on the picking shelf. And why we need to set this, because you don't want to wait until the shelves are completely empty before restocking, right? So you need to do it beforehand. Okay, and if you have set upper and lower limit in restock warning, the system will generate the normal restock list, and restock data will be generated when the SKU's available stock in the picking shelf is less than the out of stock quantity in the picking shelf. So um, the SKU's available stock in the picking shelf is less than the lower restock limit. And if this happens, the system will generate normal restock data. And the system will also help you calculate the suggested restock quantity based on this formula. And the upper restock limit minus available stock in the picking shelf plus out of stock quantity in the picking shelf. And if you haven't set upper and lower limit in restock warning, it's also okay. And the system will generate out of stock restock list. So that means restock data will be generated when the SKU's available stock in the picking shelf is less than the out of stock quantity in the picking area. So this happens when your picking shelf does not have enough quantity when you pick the items. So it's not picking shelf out of stock. So in this situation, you can also find it in your order processing list. Here is a shelf out of stock page. And you need to replenish the stock on restock storage page. So this is the out of stock restock, OOS restock. Now, where do you actually see this data? You need to go to the restock storage page. It's also under inventory module, and you can find it here, restock storage page. And the system will automatically generate the restock task every day at 3 a.m. 3 a.m. Based on the warnings you cite. Or you can also manually click here to generate restock data. So there are two methods to generate the restock task. And here is also a restock limit. You can assign the SQ tab limits. And it means the maximum number of SQ tabs in the single restock list. So if you have more than 4 SKU that needs to be restocked, the system will split into multiple restock lists. So sometimes if you have too many SKUs that needs to be replenished, you can just set a limit here. Great. And finally, I will introduce the warehouse daily operation process. So in the morning, you can check if restocking is needed. And if there is any restock task showing up here, you can just process this restock list. First of all, the process for restock is identical to the move process. The only difference is the source of data, but actually the working flow is exactly the same. So you need to select this document and you can assign this to the different operator. You can also assign it to yourself. Select the account you want to assign the task and click confirm. And after that, this restock task will move from pending claim to peak. And under to peak, you can print the restock list to print this one and use this restock list to pick the items according to the planned move out quantity from the storage shelf and also place the quantity to the target shelf. So after this process is done, you can go back to the system and click here to complete the task. If you click to move, the system will automatically submit the task and the task will go to completed. So that's it, and the flow is super simple because if you have already used the move feature before, restock is basically the same process. The only difference is where the data comes from, and also restock is also supported in BigSeller app. The picking and adding on shelf, these two pages will record the operating records from your mobile device. So if you have the PDA device in your warehouse, you can also use it to complete restock without going back to the PC version. So okay, so this is all about the process to restock. All right, so to wrap up, pick and store zoning can make your inventory management so much easier. If you're interested, you can just scan this QR code to reach our customer service team, and they can give you more details or arrange for a local implementer to help you with the setup in your warehouse. So don't hesitate to give it a try, and I think it's much more efficient than managing multiple warehouses, and it's now available for all users. And you can also request a training in our system. And now I think it's time to open it up for questions. If you have any doubts or you would like to have more clarification on any of the features we have discussed, you can feel free to ask me. Hello everyone, do you have any questions? Okay, no problem. I can send this note. I think actually you can find this information like in our help article. Yes, actually I put the link here, and you can download this one to find the information. I think.
Hi, I'm from Kidmoro. Can you hear me? Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so to access this feature, we need to subscribe on a WMS or normal subscription can do.
No, you don't need to use the WMS with feature, and it's now available under inventory module. It means all users can um enable this feature, but you need to contact our customer service if you want to use it for the first time, and you just need to tell the warehouse name and your big seller account. So I think this is what you need to do.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
So another question, this one only accessible from the browser, right? The app unable to do, right?
Sorry, can you repeat your question?
Yeah, so all this to do this function, right? We need to do a desktop or computer, right? The mobile app don't have these functions.
No, I think you can also do it using your mobile app. I will search this for you.
No, to do the setup, right? The pick location and the store location. So we need to
Um,
do the browser. So mobile app also can do this setting.
Actually, you can use the mobile app to complete the restock. Like you can replenish the SKU from the storage shelves to picking shelves. And you can
Okay.
also use the app to do some basic inventory management feature like the stock count, on shelf and off shelf, and stocking, this kind of thing. But the setup, I think, um, if you want to quickly set up, I would recommend using the PC version because it's more convenient.
Hmm.
Sometimes you need to set shelf for the SKU, you need to add new shelves. So if you do it here, it will be more convenient.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yes. Oh, thank you. Okay, thank you so much for joining us today, and I hope this feature we showed you can help make running your e-commerce much easier and more efficient. Okay, and thank you again for your time. And
Okay,
if you
thank
have any
you. Bye bye.
questions, you can just scan this code. Okay, have a great day.